Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to take a few minutes to walk through GitLab Duo and how it fits into your current setup. We'll cover our approach to AI transparency, what's actually included with Duo Core, and the steps to get your developers started using it. So before we jump into features, I think it's worth talking about how we handle AI transparency, especially since this probably comes up in your security discussions. The main thing to know is that your code isn't used for training. We have explicit agreements with our AI vendors that prevent them from using your inputs or outputs for their own purposes. So when your developers are using code suggestions or chat, that stays within your organization. We also don't rely on just one AI vendor. We've built Duo to work with multiple providers, which means if one vendor changes their terms or has any issues, we're not stuck. Our AI continuity plan walks through how we handle those scenarios. Also, everything is documented, which models we use for what, data retention periods, the whole process. It's all public because we figure you should know exactly how this stuff works before you roll it out to your team. And the transparency piece matters because we know that you're dealing with compliance requirements and need to be able to explain to your security team exactly what's happening with your code. So feel free to take a peek around the AI Transparency Center and let us know if you have any questions around our commitment to transparency. So what do you actually get with Duo Core? With your premium or ultimate subscription, Duo Core is already included, so that means there's no additional licensing to worry about. There are two main capabilities, code suggestions and Duo Chat within the IDE. Code suggestions gives you intelligent code completion as you're typing, and Duo Chat is where you can select code and ask questions about it, generate tests, refactor things, or get explanations of complex logic. And both of these work directly in your IDE. So VS Code, JetBrains products, Visual Studio, even NeoVim, if that's what your team uses. The important part is that they understand the context of what you're working on, not just generic code patterns. So let me show you what this looks like in practice. Code Suggestions works with over 25 programming languages, including Python, JavaScript, Go, and Rust. And it includes infrastructure files like Terraform and Kubernetes configs. So in this example, you can see how it's suggesting code that makes sense for this specific Python file. It knows about the imports, the existing variable names, the function structure, and also it's not just generic Python, it's contextual to what you're building. Duo Chat is where you can really dig into things. So instead of copying code to another tool to search for answers, you can simply select the code you're working on and ask questions directly. So in this example, it's keeping track of the conversation that's happening. So you can ask follow-up questions, you can iterate on suggestions without having to start over completely. In terms of setup, it's pretty straightforward. You'll need to be on GitLab 18.0 or later. So if you're not there yet, this is a good reason to upgrade. So once you're on GitLab 18.0, there are two main steps. One is enable GitLab Duo features in your instance settings. And then two, have your developers install the extension for their IDE. And from what we've heard from other customers, most teams get through all of this in about 15 minutes. One thing to keep in mind is that there are usage limits with Duo Core. So you get a certain number of chat interactions and code suggestions per month per user. And then we can also show you how to monitor usage so that you can plan for your team size and usage patterns. So we've mapped out a list of resources for your first month with using GitLab Duo Core. These resources will help you to become more comfortable using code suggestions and Duo Chat in the IDE. So we have interactive walkthroughs, video tutorials, and Duo Fundamentals course that covers best practices. And if you want to expand beyond Duo Core, there are also other options. Duo Pro adds web UI access and more granular permissions. Duo Enterprise includes security analytics and vulnerability analysis. And then For organizations with strict compliance requirements, there's Duo self-hosted, where everything runs on your own infrastructure. We are also working on more autonomous AI capabilities, agents that can actually execute development tasks and not just suggest code. So to summarize what we just talked through, Duo Core gives your developers AI assistance without the privacy concerns you might have with other tools. Your code stays within your control. It works with the tools they're already using, and it's included within your existing subscription. So once you're ready to roll this out more broadly, feel free to reach out to me directly. I can help with adoption planning or can help to set up a deeper enablement session with your wider development team to make sure that everyone gets the most out of these features.